Guys, this is Mrs. Metcher, and today we are going to be reviewing perimeter. All right, so first let's look at what is perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around the outside of a shape, okay? The outside edge. So we think about um, like a fence around the outside of a yard, things like that, the outside edge, okay? And so you can see here in this rectangle, the outside edge is what we're talking about. And so they took this rectangle, and here at the bottom you can see the steps they followed. So they did 10 plus 10 plus 6 plus 6. To find the perimeter, we add all of the edges. And they got the answer of 32 units. All right, so let's practice them together. Today we're going to be finding a missing side. And so these problems have, they give us one side and we have to find another. If I can get my pen to work here, there we go. All right, and so they give us a total and they give us one side. We know if there's 2 on the left that there's also 2 on the right. So our step 1 is to add what we know. All right, so we know the 2 and the 2. So 2 plus 2 makes 4. So those two sides together make 4. Step 2 is to subtract from the given perimeter. That's the perimeter that they give us. In this problem, it is 14. So we need to subtract from that. So we have 14, and we're going to take away that 4 that we already have found. So we can do 4 minus 4 is 0. 1 minus nothing is 1. So what that tells us is the top and bottom together make 10. So what we need to do is to divide our 10 by 2. On step 3, we're dividing by 2. When we divide by 2, we take something in half. So we're going to do 10 divided by 2. But what that really means is we're just taking half of 2 of 10. So what is half of 10? That is 5. So what that tells us is this length here is equal to 5. And we can label the top 2. If it's 5 on bottom, we know it's 5 on top. And a way to check ourselves and make sure we're right is to add up all 4 sides. And if it equals 14, then we are correct. So 5 on top, 5 on bottom makes 10. Plus 2 makes 12. Plus 2 more makes 14. So that means we are correct. And this length is equal to 5. All right, let's go to another one to try. So let's look here. So first we need to add what we know. So we know there's a 4 on the left. That means there's also a 4 on the right. So then we need to put those together. We need to add those together. So 4 plus 4 makes 8. So I can write that for you. 4 plus 4 equals 8. Then we need to subtract from the perimeter. So they tell us the perimeter is 28. So we need to do 28 minus 8. 8 minus 8 equals 0. 2 minus nothing equals 2. So now we have 20. But that's for the top and the bottom. So we got to split that in 2. We got to divide it by 2 to find each side. So 20 divided by 2. Or I cut 20 in half. So half of 20 is 10. So length is equal to 10. If it's 10 on bottom, it's 10 on top. I can check myself by adding all 4 sides. So 10 plus 10 makes 20, plus 4 makes 24, plus 4 more makes 28. So we got our 28. So that means the length is equal to 10. Okay, let's try one more together. Now this one, it looks like a square to me, but I'm going to check just to be sure. So we add what we know. We've got 10 on top, that means 10 on bottom. So 10 plus 10 makes 20. Then I need to subtract that from my perimeter. So I'm going to do 40 minus that 20. 0 minus 0 equals 0. 4 minus 2 equals 2. So now I have 20 for both of my missing sides. So I've got to divide that by 2. So 20 divided by 2, that's cutting it in half. Half of 20 is 10. So that means this length is equal to 10. If it's 10 on the left, it's 10 on the right. So looking, it is a perfect square. And I can check to make sure I'm right by adding all that up. So 10, 20, 30, 40 makes our perimeter of 40. So this length is equal to 10. All right. Now today we're also going to have some story problems. And so let's practice a couple together. So this one says a book had a length of 5 inches and a width of 8 inches. What is the perimeter of the book? Now when I'm doing stories, I like to draw a picture. So you might need some scratch paper today. You might need some scratch paper on those problems we just did too. It is perfectly okay to write down some problems to help you with this. All right, so when we have a book, so I'm going to draw a book shape here. And I'm going to label 5 for the length and 8 for the width. And I know if it's 5 on top, it is 5 on bottom. And I know if it's 8 on the right, it is 8 on the left. All right, so then all I need to do is add all my sides. So 5 plus 5 makes 10. 8 plus 8 makes 16. Now I need to put these together. 10 plus 16 equals 26. So my perimeter would be 26. All right, one more. Faye bought some wrapping paper for Christmas. That was 8 feet long and 8 feet wide. What is the perimeter of the wrapping paper she bought? So it's 8 by 8, so that's a perfect square. So I'm going to try and draw a perfect square here. It's not perfect, but that's all right. And I'm going to label one side 8 and the other side 8 because it's 8 by 8. And then I'm going to label the opposite parallel sides. So if it's 8 on top, it's 8 on bottom. If it's 8 on the right, it's 8 on the left. Now, I can do 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. Or I just know I have 4 8s. And what is 4 times 8? Well, if we know our facts, we know that is 32. All right, so our perimeter would be 32 for this one. All right, thanks guys. Work hard on your IXL and your boom cards for practice, and then you have a puzzle piece for today. And that's it. Thank you guys.